Hi guys, welcome back to our channel. We are the Moody's and we post videos on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And sometimes we go live on Sundays. I'm going to add that back in because we are going to try to do it this Sunday. But I'm really excited to bring this new kind of series situation thing to you all. A lot of moms have been doing I guess it's not a challenge, but it's like a coffee chat series that they're doing. And I figured I've been posting these like sit down chat videos for a while. And if you've been following me for a really long time, you know that I was posting videos on Mondays and I was calling them Moody Mondays. So we're gonna go ahead and go back to that. We're gonna bring back Moody Mondays, and every Monday you can expect a sit down chat from me, and it will kind of be either part series or me venting about things, or you know, if you guys ask questions, that's where you can find Q&As and things like that. So if that's the material that you're here for, then go ahead and make sure that you hit the subscribe button and turn on the little bell notification so that you don't miss any videos from us, and you'll be alerted to when we upload on Mondays. For this first series, let me grab my coffee because I actually do have coffee that is now super cold in my favorite mug ever. And I got it from Target. This is not a plug. I am not sponsored. I just really like this mug and I thought you should know where I got it. But we're gonna be talking about, probably for the next maybe 3 or 4 Mondays, what it's like being a Christian and an artist. Because I think a lot of times there can kind of be a stigma of Christian artists that because you have a faith in God, you can't necessarily do well in the industry. And it can be any form of art, and I'm literally talking about any form of art, whether it be singing, rapping, doing any form of music, whether you are a photographer, if you create art with painting or drawing or sculpting, or written art, which people don't always think of, but written art is a thing, or anything like that. It can be hard to excel in that field, but it also can be hard to feel like you can excel in that field. And so for the next couple weeks, we're going to be talking about what that's like, how I kind of came to the convictions that I've come to, and the life that I live. So just a little background on me. I have always been kind of super artsy, and I'm like the artsy kid of the family, the tree hugger, and I go around and I'm just free-spirited. That's what I'm known for. So growing up, I've always had a love for drawing. I used to do choir for a really long time as well, and that's kind of what I put my stock in. And I knew I wasn't going to be a singer, but I really enjoyed it, and so I liked doing that. So that's kind of where most of my time went extracurricularly. Nope, not even going to try it again. You know what I'm trying to say. But I also really enjoyed photography. Once I got to high school and was dating Chip, he introduced me to photography and I loved it. And then I took photography in high school as well. And then I really enjoy written form. I've always been really good with the English language, and so I knew that I wanted to do creative writing, and I was in school for it for a while until I realized that I don't have to be in school to pursue a career in creative writing. And so I kind of switched gears, and that's where that came in. And so now the art forms that I'm really putting my stock into, I guess I would say YouTube. So being a video creator is something that I absolutely find passion in and have so much fun doing, but also my written art I really like. On the side, I've been getting into lettering, which is a lot of fun. If you don't necessarily like calligraphy, which Chip does calligraphy, and he's amazing at it. He's amazing at everything. But I can't get into it. So then I discovered lettering, and I was like, okay, well, this is like similar and it's cute and it's fun, and our Christmas cards are gonna be banging because people will either get calligraphy or lettering, but this is kind of like the start of what I was doing, and these are my notes for this talk, so don't cheat. But yeah, let's get into the actual talk. So that's kind of a little background about me and kind of why, like, now you'll get to know why I'm so passionate about these things. But I think that a lot of people can forget that God is a creator. And so if you look in Genesis 1, he talks about him creating literally everything. And then in Genesis 2, I think it's still in chapter 1. Chapter 1, it's around like the end of it, like 26. I'll leave it in the description box below, or I'll put it here so that you can get some actual scriptural reference. Because it doesn't really matter what I say. So let's keep everything in these chats. I would like to keep scriptural so that you can have some real kind of conviction about what I'm saying. And then the rest of it is just kind of my thoughts on the topic. But God was a creator. And then in verse 26, it says that he created us to be in him and Jesus's likeness. And so if God is a creator, and we were created to be in his likeness, then that means we are creators. And so who are we to stifle who God created us to be? And I think a lot of people can feel like, well, I'm not good at, this art or that art. So that kind of brings me to my first point, which is find your craft. There were a lot of different types of creators in the Bible. There were carpenters, there were architects, there were musicians, there were dancers, there were poets, there were fabric makers, there were sculptors. There were a lot of different people in the Bible who were creating art, and I am going to have some more references in my blog. So if you want to go to my blog and find out like where these people were in the Bible and who they are and what were they creating, go ahead and head over to our blog and I'll have some more information on that. But I say all that to say that there is an art form for you. And if you're genuinely not passionate about art, then that's fine. That's who God made you to be. But if you are passionate about art, but you feel like, oh, well, because I'm not a singer, I'm not an artist. Because I don't paint, I'm not an artist. That's not true. If you have a passion to create, then do it. You just have to find what you're going to create. And then point 2 is you need to hone in on that craft. I think a lot of times what happens with Christian artists is we can get caught up in the world of Christianity and forget that the things that God gives us and our gifts and our talents are things that he wants us to use. He wants you to be creative. He wants you to do and use the gifts that he's given you. So if you know what your craft is, then go ahead and hone in on it. Practice it. Get good at it. And then my third and final point is to love your craft. Learn to fall in love with your different media source. God has given you that for a reason. And I think that there are people that you would meet and people that you can meet who might help you or, inspire you or challenge you to grow from that craft. Personally, I have a friend who I don't think we would have become friends, and this was in high school, had I not been in choir. Even though I didn't pursue that and I'm not passionate about singing really, like it's fun and I can, hold a tune, but I don't think I'm tone deaf. But that's not my passion. But because I was trying to figure out who I was and I was open to exploring my different crafts, God was able to use that to lead me to someone who was going to be my friend for now years after. I graduated in 2010, 7 years. Yeah, so we've been friends for, probably close to 11 years. God is very specific in who he made you to be. And I hope that this talk, and I didn't pick up my or I didn't drink the coffee at all, but next time I'll drink coffee. It's so cold. But I hope that this talk has encouraged you to go find what you want to create. If you are a creator, that is beautiful and it is great and it is nothing that should be stifled. So if you are an artist, leave in the comments below what type of art you do. And if you aren't an artist yet, but you're interested in some art, then go ahead and leave in the comments what you're interested in. And if you feel like this is a series that has helped you or is going to help you, then go ahead and let me know in the comments so that I can make sure to continue to expand upon this as you know, as much as you guys need. Thank you so much for watching. This has been fun chatting with you all, and we will see you in the next one.